8th, and this is Markets Weekly. So I'm recording this one day earlier. Now, this past week was a pretty volatile week in markets, and it looks like we're going to close Friday down again. I'm seeing a couple things in markets that suggest caution. First, I noticed that in the middle of the week, the Nikkei futures had a 3% intraday swing. Now, the Nikkei has been a huge leader in this global equity market rally, and it looks like it's stumbling a bit. Most importantly, on Friday, I saw Nvidia, who is without doubt the leading general in this market rally, tumble 10% intraday. So if the generals are getting tired, it to me suggests that maybe the market wants to pause a little bit. Guess we'll see how that turns out in the coming days. So today I want to talk about three things. First, we got to talk about gold. Now, gold is surging to all-time highs. Let's talk about some common theories that try to explain what drives gold. Secondly, the FDIC released its latest US banking sector banking profile, and it has a wealth of information on the US banking sector. Let's see what the profile says. And lastly, Fed officials and the media have been talking about this brand new paper by some noted academics on QT. Let's see what the findings of the paper are. Okay, starting with gold. Now, gold, if you look at a chart of gold prices, gold has basically gone up every single day the past week, and it looks like it's going to the moon. It's absolutely surging. Now, gold has always been something that's difficult to explain. At the end of the day, it's a shiny rock. It doesn't have earnings, it doesn't have profit, it doesn't have loss. So how do you know what to pay for it? There have been some common theories. One popular theory was real interest rates. So after the great financial crises, we saw gold surge. And at that time, real interest rates were negative. So many people were thinking, well, if you're getting negative real rates, you might as well buy something tangible instead of let your money burn away. Now, if you look at real interest rates today, say based on 10-year tips, you can see that real interest rates slightly below 2% and historically quite high. So this real interest rate explanation doesn't work for the price surge. What about money printing? Now, after the great financial crisis, people were always very keen to say, well, the Fed is expanding their balance sheet, doing QE, so we got to buy gold. But of course, the Fed is doing QT and shrinking its balance sheet, so that doesn't work either. One other way of thinking about gold is as a currency. So, in that case, well, how's the dollar trading? Looking at the broad Dixie, the dollar index, it looks like the dollar has been taking a bit of a tumble the past few weeks, weakening notably against the euro and the pound. So, maybe weakness in the dollar has been one possible explanation for the surge in gold. Although, as you can see, dollar's been weakening modestly, but the surge in gold is pretty exceptional. Now, another common lens in looking at gold is through the lens of geopolitics. Gold is really unique in that it's an asset without a counterparty. Now, what does that mean? So if I have deposits at a bank, well, the bank is my counterparty, and the bank could potentially default on me. For example, I could go to the bank, ask for my money, and the bank could say, sorry, I've going bankrupt. I'm going to become like Silicon Valley Bank. Or maybe if I hold treasury securities, my counterparty is the US government, and maybe the US government doesn't like me, and so they decide to freeze my treasury securities. So gold is a good hedge against government. Now, if we are in a world with we're increasing political instability, then I think gold is probably going to be an attractive asset, not necessarily for individuals, but definitely for governments. So one of the common stories we've been hearing over the past several months is that foreign central banks have been buying gold, and we do have reports, say China, for example, continuing to buy gold. And as we all know, they have trillions of US dollars and a relationship with the US that is sometimes tense. So it totally makes sense for them to buy some gold, and maybe other sovereigns as well. Now, the macro backdrop, as we see, based on the most recent data, seems to suggest that the Fed is going to be cutting rates maybe as soon as June as well. So, you do have this macro backdrop where we are in an easing cycle, and you do have positive risk appetite. And if you look at an asset that's some people think is related to gold, uh, some people call it digital gold, Bitcoin, you can see that Bitcoin has been surging to all-time highs as well. So maybe there are traders who view these assets as similar and are also piling into gold. In any case, oftentimes what happens is that the price moves and people explain a theory, find a theory to explain it. So uh, from my perspective, uh, weakening dollar, well, not just weakening dollar, but all currencies weakening, as well as geopolitical risks, to me suggest to me that gold probably has further to run, uh, and maybe it could run up a lot in the coming years. It's just my personal view. Okay, secondly, let's talk about what the latest FDIC banking profile is saying. Now, as you recall, last March we had a panic in regional banks, which, from my perspective, has always been something that has been localized. And over the past year, I've been telling you guys in many videos that the US banking sector is totally fine. It's just that we have 4,000 banks. And if you have 4,000 of anything, you're going to have some banks that have a tough time. And this most recent quarterly profile from the FDIC continues to affirm my beliefs. Now, first, let's look at the net interest margin for the commercial banking sector. As we all know, interest rates have gone up a lot, and some were expressing concern that, well, if the Fed is raising short interest rates so much, the banks are going to go bust because, well, they have they have interest income on assets that are longer dated, but they have to pay interest on shorter dated liabilities, and that interest they pay has gone up a lot. So maybe they're getting squeezed, maybe they'll go broke. But as you can see in this data broken down by bank sizes, that's just not the case, and it's basically never been the case. So banks are sophisticated businesses. Uh, they manage their assets and liabilities well, such that when their interest expense goes up, they also find ways to either hedge that or pass it on to their borrowers. And so you can see over periods of time, the net interest rate margins of banks are relatively stable. Now, sometimes they do go up. Obviously, yeah, when interest rates were zero, that was right after COVID. That was a pretty good time for the banking sector. But overall, these are guys who know what they're doing across bank sizes. So bank income actually has been totally fine. Now, last quarter, they had to pay that FDIC special assessment. Basically, the FDIC lost a bunch of money bailing out some of the regional banks. And so they imposed a special assessment on the banking system to make up for that. And so fourth quarter of last year, the banking sector had to cough up some cash, but other than that, their income has been good. Now, let's go to credit. Now, again, we all hear many stories about stress in credit, but that's just straight up not true. Now, when a loan goes bad, first becomes non-current. That is to say that the buyer stops making its payments, and at the end of the day, through a process, it finally gets charged off. That is when the bank recognizes the loss. Now, if you look at this chart of non-current and charge-offs, you can see that, yeah, it's been ticking up slightly, but it's very much within historical ranges. There is absolutely no credit concern as a whole in the banking sector. Of course, there could be individual banks that have some problem, but of course, if you have 4,000 small business, if you have 4,000 of any business, you're going to have a few banks that are not well managed. But overall, as you can see, things look okay. Now, a common concern that people have been having is the commercial real estate sector. So commercial real estate, as we must remember, is a wide sector that includes things like hospitals, includes data centers, multifamily, and of course, it also includes office space. And we know office space, particularly in big cities, has not been doing well. Now, the FDIC has this chart that shows you basically how banks are faring on their, commercial real estate portfolios. And overall, it's really fine with the exception of one segment, that is larger banks. Now, the FDIC gives additional information and says that this increase in concern from larger banks is really centered around office real estate in downtown areas. So again, very much a problem that appears to be isolated. One other thing that I would note is that in the past, there has also been concern about the unrealized losses of the securities portfolio of commercial banks. Now, the latest FDIC data shows that as rates rallied through the end of last year, there was a significant improvement in the securities portfolio of commercial banks, such that a lot of these losses declined significantly. Again, when you look at this, you have to realize that there's an asset side and also a liability side. If you have unrealized losses on your assets, you also got to look at the liabilities as well. Maybe the liabilities are also longer dated, such that when interest rates go up, well, the market value of the liability declines as well. So if you have smaller market values in assets and smaller market values in liabilities, your net worth is unchanged. And I think that's what many people miss when they point to these unrealized losses. In any case, as we can see, if you, in the overall sense, the banking system continues to be fine, and I expect it to continue to be going forward. Now, this past week, Jay Powell went on the Hill and was subject to questioning by the House and the Senate. And one thing you'll notice is that over and over again, the Congress people were asking Jay Powell about Basel III Endgame, which is a suite of new regulations. Now, it looks like Jay Powell is going to be adjusting those regulations going forward to make them a little bit less onerous, because they are really onerous. And one way they can adjust that is to adjust how they treat the leverage ratio and treasury securities. And I think that's going to have a big impact on how the market functions. And that's what I will write about in my blog this week. And the last thing that I want to talk about is this latest QT paper by some noted academics. So we had Fed officials give speeches specifically in response to this, and we had many people in the media writing about it. Now, just what is this paper saying? Well, first off, this is an interesting paper in that it compares the QT experience across a number of countries. Now, QT has been a global phenomenon, and so having this kind of comparison is pretty interesting. Now, what these scholars are trying to do is try to come up with an event study to quantify the effect of QT on interest rates. Now, this is, to be totally clear, there's no good way to do this. It's a really hard study to do. And so when we look at these results, we have to keep that in mind. It's for reference only. So first off, as we notice, that QT is proceeding across the world, and more so in some countries than others, and is also proceeding in different ways. Some countries, for example, are selling their QE portfolio outright, and other countries have been letting it passively roll off, as is the case in the Fed. Now, the academics think that QT has a relatively small impact on yields. Now, across the country, across the world, you'll notice that they come up with different estimates as to how impactful QT is. Now, notice that they think that the impact of QT on US yields is not very large. But we also have to keep in mind that it's very difficult to conduct this study, as the authors admit. Now, in the US, for example, before QT was officially announced, you have all sorts of Fed speakers leaking details and hinting on this months in advance, such that when the announcement is officially unveiled, it's something the market already knows. In contrast, in other jurisdictions, QT was kind of a surprise. The central bank just basically jumped out and said, we're going to do QT. And that's what they found. They found that countries where that tended to surprise the markets had bigger impacts, and also countries that were outright selling their government bond holdings had bigger impacts as well. So QT has an impact, but according to the study, not a very large impact on rates. Now, the study also notes that QE seems to be much more impactful than QT, and this point was also directly addressed by a couple of Fed speakers. One thing important to note, though, is of course QE and QT happen in very different contexts. When QE happens, it's oftentimes when things are going really, really bad, and so having the Fed step in at these moments is really a big morale booster. And of course, when the Fed steps in these times, it's usually in size. So it should not be expected that QE and QT would be symmetric. After all, they occur in very different circumstances. Governor Waller had a very interesting illustration where he basically said, well, if your house is on fire and you douse a whole bunch of water on it to take out the fire, then when you take the water, when the water dries, would you expect the fire to come back? No, right? It's not symmetric. And so you wouldn't expect QT and QE to have symmetric impacts. Now, that being said, we also have a very interesting commentary from the Twitter world showing that one reason why QT and QE have different degrees of impacts is because QE is historically much larger than QT. The Fed and central banks in general seem to be very risk averse. So when it comes to loosening monetary policy, they're very, very aggressive. But when it comes to tightening monetary policy, they're a bit more cautious. And this asymmetry is what the market understands, and so they react much less to QT, keeping in mind that maybe QT could stop earlier than expected, and that the Fed probably maybe isn't super serious anyway. Now, we're getting more communications that suggest the Fed may actually be more serious than we expect. And I wrote about that last week when I talked about how Governor Waller is envisioning a Fed portfolio, Fed Treasury portfolio, that will have more bills, suggesting more coupon roll-off even after QT ends. So that's all I prepared for today. If you're interested in hearing more of my thoughts, check out my blog at feddive.com. And if you're interested in learning more about markets, check out my online courses at centralbanking101.com. Thanks so much, and I'll talk to you guys next week.
Minerals now. Get them.
The market's more fully valued here, right? And I'm not saying it's a short, but the bears are you know, they got their head between their knees. I mean, it's so. We talked to one today. I feel bad for him. I think that there will be another shot if you're so inclined to short the market when the market calls its bluff, right? When you finally have to go through some sort of austerity.
On the Tape is presented by CME Group, where risk meets opportunity, and iConnections, reimagining how the investment industry connects.
Welcome back to another edition of What Are We Doing? Never has it been more relevant than right now. I want to welcome back Porter Collins and Vincent Daniel, and I want to just let people know the last time they were on in this venue was Thanksgiving. We did a special drop. A lot was going on then in the markets, and then we were all together down at the iConnections conference in Miami at the end of January. We were on a panel with our former partner Steve Eisman, hosted by Melissa Lee, and then we were on Fast Money. So it was great to get together. So we've been sharing some thoughts out there with the public, but it feels like right now, we're certainly always feels like we're at that point. Feels though right now more relevant than ever. So well, I'd love to start out by just getting your guys' kind of current thoughts on the macro, and then we're certainly going to dive into some single names as we go on. So Porter, we'll start with you here. Give me your thoughts here.
Well, you know, everyone thinks of us as three bears, and you know, we've been big short guys and stuff like that. But the one short that we've been continuously pounding is Tesla. And Tesla is, I believe, rough math, 10% below the October lows, whereas the S&P is up 23% from the October lows. So, you know, I'm not victory lapping or anything, but you know, we've been right to be bearish on a certain car company.
So how does that fit into your narrative on the macro? Is it that the macro's started to become or is becoming more stock picking by the day? You know, we're starting to see what was the Magnificent Seven is now whatever who we're calling it, the Fab or Fantastic Four. At some point, just got to ignore those four and go invest and buy and sell stocks that are other 496. So within that macro context, what are the drivers that you guys are looking at?
I actually think it has nothing to do with the macro, with respect to Tesla, because if you think about it, we've had a tremendous easing of financial conditions. So you would think a name like Tesla would be up significantly more, or up in general, rather than being down. I think it's an acknowledgement of the market, which is a good thing, at least from market participants, that fundamentals do matter. And as a result, why is Tesla down? Well, Tesla's down because the earnings expectations of this company have come down by a tremendous amount. And so as a result, I think people have choices to what they want to do with their money, particularly when they think about mega cap companies, to overweight or underweight, let alone go long or go short. And as a result, Tesla's the one they're choosing not to buy, or choosing to underweight, or quite frankly sell. So that makes a lot of sense. I don't think that has to do with a macro top-down thing. I think it's more of a single stock.
Well, I just want to say, let me interject there, because the macro viewpoint on that, in my mind, would be that people want comfort that earnings are going up, that they're buying something that has momentum fundamentally. That is a macro theme, and we're seeing it expressed in AI, and we're seeing it expressed in GLP drugs, right? We're seeing that. So I would push back a little bit. So I think it starts with some overall expectation that I can feel comfortable owning, and it feels like those are starting to get more and more concentrated. But I hear you in terms of the bottom-up work is everything that matters to the three of us, first and foremost. But I guess we've all gotten burnt, or all had to respect the macro in terms of how people are all moving in the same direction on certain things, and understand that sometimes it takes a lot for people to come off that. But when it does come off, as you just mentioned with Tesla, you can see it in spades. And so I would just add that, Porter.
Yeah, listen, there are corners of this market that are, extremely speculative, obviously, the crypto being one of them. I would say that I think all three of us have always liked the Bitcoin angle. I think the crypto angle is, when you get into, PP Coin and Cumrocket and all these other stupid names. Yes, there's a lot of
Those are
shenanigans.
real
Although
coins,
we were
by the
going
way.
through. There's 100 altcoins over $1 billion in market cap. Like it just gets bananas. We were trying to go through. Heck, what's the market cap, or what's the total market cap of Topps cards? Not very high. So if you just pure financial speculation, yes, there's a lot of that going on, right? And some of that's driven by NVIDIA, but NVIDIA, to be fair, it's been driven by earnings. We can forget about we can debate about forward expectations, but the earnings have been unbelievably impressive. The other one that's, stock that's been weak is Apple. Apple's only a couple % off its October lows. And, I can't help but think about Tesla and Apple together, is that, they are very Chinese centric stocks. That Apple's lost a lot of market share in China to Huawei, and Tesla's obviously gotten demolished in China to, by the BYD and others. So, yes, there are pockets of speculation, but otherwise, I dare say some pockets are acting very rational.
Let me try again to bring this back to the macro, just kind of start the process. I had Tesla kind of on my list of things at the bottom, but somehow it always works its way to the top. I appreciate that. But we're in this moment right now where people are, looking to the Fed, and we're a day ahead here as we kind of record this Tuesday evening. We're ahead of the Humphrey Hawkins testimony. The Powell will be in front, and people will take whatever they want from it. And over the last week or so, Fed's gone out of its way to be a bit more hawkish. But what's really interesting on a day like today, just when the stock market goes down, you're watching 4%, 6% changes in increased expectations of a Fed cut, just from what the market does. But let me just back that up just a bit here. So this is the problem that I'm having right now. I want you guys to reconcile. I know that people are ignoring the federal debt. Okay, most people are ignoring it. Okay. And they don't understand the plumbing. They don't need to understand the plumbing. They don't want to understand the plumbing. And I think about it as a sink that's running and water's flowing and there's liquidity, and all of a sudden, and no one cares to go to Investopedia until the sink gets backed up, right? So here's my problem. If the Fed's going to come to the rescue, and they will at some point, provide liquidity, What causes that to happen is a slowdown in the economy. I think you would agree, which is a slowdown in GDP, which to me highlights the debt to GDP issue that we are going to have. Again, maybe I'm overthinking it, okay? But at some point, we've seen this term premium that people are going to want and need it in the fall. And Yellen trying to do her thing about, we're going to do less tenor on the longer end, we're going to do, more on the shorter end, all this crap. But it goes back to what people that like Luke Groman has talked about, this kind of fiscal dominance. And so long-winded way, and I'll turn it over to you guys for your thoughts here. When you see Bitcoin and gold, and we'll talk about gold, we've been bulls on that for a while, start to move like this with stocks and everything happening at one time, I'm sorry. And that's great because everyone's making money. That's an uneasy feeling when all those things are working at the same time. So something's going on, and I want to get your thoughts on that because, again, it's going to be an Investopedia moment here soon, and people need to know what they're going to search for.
Okay, so why don't we push back on you here? So people, you said people are ignoring the debt. And I think, as much I don't love crypto bros, but the Bitcoin guys would argue that Bitcoin's not ignoring the debt levels. Gold up, off the October low. I think it's up, 16% off the October low. So almost doing as well as the S&P, which is unfathomable, right? And oil up off the bottom. So I think there's a lot of things out there that aren't ignoring the other side, right? But
treasury yields, long-term treasury yields are not exploding higher, and that to me would be a signal that people are paying attention to the debt load. Unless I'm not thinking about it.
That's one of the signals that is not fully yet, but there are other signals that are showing that. To me, when I look at gold and Bitcoin, I say to myself, okay, clearly that what they're telling me, I think, is that the Fed might now be behind the curve in terms of what they need to do. And what I mean by that is, while they have come off 3, 4, 5, 6 rate cuts, I mean, just yesterday, I think it was Bostic that still said, well, we're going to do a cut in Q, or at least that was what the financial media told me that he said. And my view is like, wow, I have rising nominal GDP relative to expectations. I have rising inflation relative to expectations. There's no reason, based upon those things, there's no reasons they should be talking about a Fed rate cut at all. Yet they are still talking about a cut of some nature or kind this year. I think Bitcoin and gold are just saying, I got you. Now, Bitcoin's quite idiosyncratic, right? We just got shoved, or God knows why they did it, but they did, a bunch of ETFs on the same day that allowed people who wanted to express an interest in Bitcoin can now do so. So as a result, I get Bitcoin's massive move up. But gold is following suit. So to me, they're just simply saying, I feel like the Fed's a bit behind the curve. And to top it off what you were saying, the reason why we have such great economic growth is because we're running 6 to 8% fiscal deficits. And so I just think it's sniffing it out.
Sniffing it out in the sense of that they're going to lose control, because you're making an argument that, so gold has not worked on inflation basically during this entire cycle. It worked on supply and demand. It worked on central banks hoarding it. It worked on a lot. But to me, if Bitcoin's going up with gold, it's what you're kind of, I think, talking about, which is at some point, either the Fed becomes irrelevant because, cuts may come and so forth, but maybe there's a bigger picture here, I guess is what I'm saying. And I go back to that comment about kind of fiscal stimulus that's kind of been in front of us continuously, that I think I've ignored the impact that that's had on the stock market, right? The trillions of dollars that have come in, and the debt's been rising. And I said it was 10 months ago, and I should have harped on it more, that when the debt ceiling was uncapped through January 2025, I mentioned it. I said, I wonder if this is something that I should really be paying attention to. Is this a seminal shift, which happened 6 weeks after Silicon Valley and the BTFP came in with $500 billion. So
if you don't know, this guy is actually the guy who one of the characters in The Big Short is based off of. Can't remember which character in The Big Short is him, but he's the real life guy.
Basically threw $500 billion plus what will probably end up being, from that moment until January 2025, I don't know, $3.5 to $4.5 trillion worth of more debt coming into the system. So shame on me, because I really believe at the end of the day, it's all about liquidity. Vinny, what's up?
Welcome to the club, Danny. And once you come into this club,
Yeah.
right?
I guess it says
It's
it
a
in the
scary
title, but you
place.
can't see it.
You're right. Most of the people do not pay attention to what you just said, right? And I remember, about 6-9 months ago, and I was yelling at Guy, and I said to Guy, stop yelling at the Federal Reserve. Start yelling at the politicians and the fiscal imbalances that have been being created and are getting worse and accelerating. I think, sadly, it's going to continue. But I think we said it's the last time we were on. There's an election to win, right? And he's not going to stop spending money. The last thing I expect out of him, out of the State of the Union address that's coming 7th, he might pay some lip service to balancing the budget. But what really is going to be discussed is every single pork initiative that he's going to have, and he's going to plow the money as a result of it. So we're going to continue to see fiscal deficits. The real question is, do we start to see that rates sniff this out? And if they do, then we got a real problem.
I give Danny full credit because we used to call Danny a beautiful mind. He's the only one that pointed out that they kicked the can until 2025, Danny, the debt ceiling. And, the debt has exploded since then, absolutely exploded. And so, I think that, in some pockets, this market's acting very rationally, that they're just inflating away this bubble, or they're trying to inflate away this bubble. And so, yeah, so I think you could take it bearishly or bullishly. And I think that facts are facts, right? You pointed out the facts.
And I want to bring it back to the one sector that we've all spent the most time of our careers on, which is the banking sector, which plays a pivotal role, obviously, in all of this. And if you go back to kind of the throes of March of last year and the Silicon Valley crisis, Signature Bank, et cetera, and what's happened since then, the big banks have obviously found some strong footing. I think it's a combination, I think, of lease rates being somewhat contained, M&A coming back a little bit, the IPO market coming back a little bit, although it's not as strong as I would have thought right now. And you're seeing a name like JP Morgan, which, again, I think the three of us agree would never be short something like that, making new highs here and up 50% from that moment. So with the NYCB situation real in front of us, and people are just kind of, I guess, at this point immune to it or believe doesn't matter, it'll be fine because the Fed and Treasury are going to clean it up. Is this a situation where the big banks, combination of regulatory easing, maybe given what we're seeing in the kind of pre-election numbers that we're seeing going to happen in, towards the end of the year, and then also just in general, these big banks are going to be the ones that are going to be, again, another round potentially of M&A where they're going to gobble up some of these smaller banks. So give me your thoughts on kind of the banking sector, and are you guys active in it at all at the moment?
Well, a couple of things. I mean, everyone talks about JP Morgan, and the chart looks fabulous, but while Tesla's down 10% from the October lows, good old KeyCorp, one of the worst regional banks, KeyCorp, in the history of regional banks, is up 50% from the October lows, right? And so, yes, you do have NYCB, right? And I kind of think that yes, the market's sort of right, and it's a little bit isolated, and yes, they do have bad credit. But at the end of the day, look what happened to Silicon Valley, FRC, and the others. It was a problem when the depositors pulled their money.
People forget that NYCB was having issues again prior to these acquisitions that they made, just from the rent caps that were going on within New York City. So these are things that were going to come to light, but it feels like I'm not shorted. I don't think you guys are either, unless, I don't think you are, that I don't think you can survive here, because I think that it's in a situation, I could be wrong.
But its impact on markets is interesting, Danny, right? I think all of us would be a lot more nervous and have trepidation if we didn't see what the Fed and regulators did last March with Silicon Valley, First Republic, Signature Bank, and the like. Let's rewind the clock, and at Silicon Valley, there were a tremendous amount of uninsured depositors that were potentially on the hook. And as Porter likes to say, he's right. This was one of the worst crises that was solved in 48 hours by waving the magic wand and insuring all those deposits. People just naturally assume, and rightfully so, that they're going to go out and save the depositors again, whatever happens. So no one's really seriously nervous about the systemic implications of New York Community Bank.
And I think that New York Community does have a lot of insured deposits, and I would have to think that a lot of the uninsured deposits have already left the bank. And so, you know, when they hand over the keys to either the FDIC or to the House of J.P. Morgan next week, or it's not a huge issue. So yes,
or it survives.
It might.
Is there something more to the banks right now as far as maybe a safe rotation? People feel that in the big banks, they need exposure to the financials. But you just mentioned KeyCorp, you're right, which is obviously up 50%. Kind of these high beta names that had big short interest in them are obviously rallying now. But is there anything more to look at in these things?
Danny, let's not kid ourselves. The economy is doing, like, nominal GDP is ripping.
No, I totally understand that, but we're at book values. We're not expensive by any means, but we've gone from, I'm going to make this up. I'm guessing the low in book value on Key at one point because they were thrown into the mix last year was probably 0.6 or 0.7. I'm going to make that up. It's probably trading at, what, it's only 1.2, 1.3 times book here, something like that? Is that?
The best and well-run bank in the world, M&T Bank, trades at its cheapest valuation it's been in 30 years. And do they have bad commercial real estate loans? Probably, but they're way ahead of the situation. They've reserved for it, and nominal GDP is ripping. Assets around the world are inflating, and so maybe some of these assets end up being fine and skate through. And so that's, I think, one of the reasons that for now the banks have done okay.
A few things on this. Let's talk about the word job security. You ready? If you want to
I thought that was my teammate's Reaper
and you're a
with
long-only
mine,
investor,
but my teammate's
and
a
you
Zerg,
want to hug the
so
index,
good job
you can
me.
hug the XLF. Okay, I'm going to give you the top components of the XLF, not the KRE. All right, number one, Warren Buffett at 13.2%. Number two, Jamie Dimon at 9.7%. Number three, Visa at 8.0%. Number four, MasterCard.
I love how Visa's in the financial and MasterCard are in the thing.
At 7%. Then you get the first Bank America, but still a large bank. S&P Global, I think that's SPG, at 2.5%. And then American Express, then BlackRock. My point is, you don't really have to touch a bank to own the financials and hug the index. And so as a result, I think that's the reason why, Danny, you're seeing the large caps significantly outperform the mid caps in the regional banks.
All right, so I want to move into another sector here. Obviously, near and dear to your hearts, what you guys have been spending I think the most constructive time on in the last several years is energy. And you're seeing a rotation right in front of us right now. And certainly NVIDIA can stay up and all this stuff can happen, but it feels like we're at the precipice of money rotating into the sector for the first time in a long time. And I'd love to get your thoughts on that. And then within that, I know there's certain names that you like. Petrobras just obviously reported earnings recently. Get your thoughts there, since I know that's been a name you guys have talked on several occasions.
Well, let's first start with the M&A. Like, we've seen a lot of M&A in oil and gas, right? FANG did M&A recently, and stock's done great. There have been a couple mid-cap M&A deals that look like they're reasonably priced. And they're none of these guys are really growing capex, so they've really said all the right things. Stocks have been, I guess, okay. We haven't been super. Well, we have a small FANG along, but other than that, conventional U.S. names, we don't have a lot of exposure. Petrobras has done well still, and then I guess the other energy stuff that we've been in coal, and that's been, I would say, this past year's fine. It's been slow and steady, except for AMR, which has been an absolute champ. So that's kind of where we are. These names are not expensive. The deals are look well priced, and so the one bear point to energy names is obviously nat gas, and we've had a series of warm winters, and nat gas is struggling to get over $2. And so I think if you saw $4 nat gas or $3 nat gas, I think you could easily get much more excited about these energy names. But right now, people, there's a lot, for good reason, we're swimming in natural gas at this point. So
I find the sector interesting because it's a great place where you could differentiate and do a lot of single stock analysis. So, for example, with natty gas, there's been a reduction of rig counts, particularly domestically. So you want to try to avoid anything, as Porter said, that we're not really involved in some of the domestic E&P names. Conversely, a lot of the offshore, particularly the offshore service providers, we have been involved in, names like Tidewater and Valaris. So I find the sector fascinating because there are different ways you can go based upon the fundamentals that you see. And the fundamentals are usually based upon supply demand all over the place, which makes life a little bit easier for fundamental analysts like ourselves.
And then, as you can see, when you were with us, we heat seek towards improving fundamentals, right? Where we sort of try to heat seek to where we can find reasonable valuations and some sort of inflection in earnings or continuous growth trend in earnings that the market hasn't quite figured out. And so that's where we spend most of our time, whether it's energy or pockets in financials or pockets in shipping or even tech. We traffic all over the place, but we try to find reasonable valuations and some definitely improving fundamentals.
Well, the reason I started this interview with the macro is that the two sectors that depends the most on the macro are financials and energy. And the macro inputs of interest rates are key to figure out what a bank's earnings potential are to a degree. And the price of energy is key to figure out whether it's gas or oil, what it might be. And so that's why I mention it, because you can be the smartest analyst bottom up, right? And if you don't know or have comfort with those inputs, but it feels like within energy that we're at a point, to your point you made before, the balance sheets are so clean that yes, of course, if oil goes to $40, these stocks are going low. Let's not kid ourselves. They're going to go lower. But I feel like the level of kind of self-improvement that these energy companies still have the ability to do. When I say that, I mean, instead of drilling or doing anything with oil, they can buy back stock like they're doing, make cash acquisitions, whatever. So talk to me a little bit about that, because your guys' thought process when you think about the macro and kind of the bounds that you put on it, both for, I think, for banks and interest rate curves and also kind of oil and natural gas.
It's actually interesting you bring up this topic. And one of the things that I think drive all of us insane is the amount of financial shenanigans out there, right? And what do I mean in this context? Well, if you look at the companies that we're generally involved with, they're good balance sheets, use excess cash prudently, buy back stock, give a dividend. Then you take on the other side, you look at SMCI, right? A sort of I don't even know what they do, a shenanigans company. As soon as the stock goes up, they're printing with two converts in your face, right? Or MicroStrategy, every moment of the day they're selling stock to you, right? And so I think you have this dichotomy out there of prudent, good companies, have to do everything perfectly just to get the stock up, and then a huge, speculation bubble over here where they're constantly selling stock to you.
You bring up a great point, and I know Vinny wants to hit this because we missed it last time, and that's another macro input, and that's Bitcoin. And when you look at names like MicroStrategy,
all right,
Coinbase,
we're not going to play them again.
To match up those quote things, right? As Vinny's putting his head down, whatever. Talk to me about that arbitrage.
Too hard to play
in terms
against
of what's
a
happening
team
there right now.
who's actually good and communicating
you talked about,
and hitting at the
Vincent
same
Daniel
time
casualty.
when you're queuing solo.
So, like many, we saw what was happening with Bitcoin with the proliferation of ETFs. And I actually view Bitcoin in a similar manner, not as religious as I am on gold, but in a similar manner to gold. That is a ways to express your distaste for what's happening with fiscal and monetary policy, combined with the fact that you had a near-term catalyst. I had no problems owning Bitcoin. But the other side of the coin I thought was equally compelling, right? Which is, oh Lord, now that there are new ways to express this, it's actually going to change the business. MicroStrategies, if you simply just take the balance sheet and look at how much Bitcoin they own and give some valuation to their software business, it trades between a 50 to 100% premium to spot value of Bitcoin. Wouldn't it be great if I could just simply buy Bitcoin, which we did, and short MicroStrategies, which we also did? So we would have a nice, beautiful pair that should collapse and make a pretty decent spread. I think our former employer, Ken Griffin, would be proud of us on this trade. However, it worked for about 3 weeks. And then Porter gave me the kiss of death and said, Vinny, I am so proud of you. This is a great pair. Ken Griffin would be proud of you. And from that day, it has sucked, right? And so you ask yourself the question, Danny, why is that? I think it's a function of liquidity, market structure, algos. There's no reason why anyone should be buying, at least I haven't heard of a great theory of why someone should be buying MicroStrategy
Kinney boy.
relative to saying buying spot Bitcoin. In fact, I think they're brilliantly.
I follow
issuing
a streamer
converts
named
because they have
Christian
a price narrative
Kolamagi.
arb. Sorry, you got me on a rant now.
I believe
price
he's
narrative arb
Swedish,
where they
and
could
he
issue
used to always talk about.
dollar- they could
He would be like, guys, you got to trade good setups, otherwise Kinney boy is going to get all your money.
purchase money with dollars, buy Bitcoin, and the market automatically gives them a 2 times valuation on the stuff that they purchase. That's insanity. But it is what it is. It's what's happening.
Viewer
We kept the
Steve,
pair
what
on.
up, buddy?
It hasn't been that painful because we've been
We kind of
on
killed
both
it at
sides.
CS:GO yesterday.
But you're right, Danny. I don't get some of the valuations, but the only way I could sort of
I've
justify
heard
it in my head
our
is that
our
there are machines
replays got
out there
leaked to some of the
that are
pro
gonna do
teams, and
things
they're
that I
studying
prefer
them.
them not doing, but it is what it is.
All right. So before we get out of here, there is another gripe that I know you have, and that's with Guy
So it touched
Adami's
70?
hatred for the New York Mets. It's almost unnatural, and we've talked about it before. So we're in spring training now. I'm sure, unfortunately,
I
you
always
and both
forget
know,
Bitcoin
three
trades
of us know that there'll be some
24/7.
injuries that will happen in spring training. Just could even just be going out to dinner with some of these players. The Mets seem to have that. But give me your thoughts on the Mets going into the season, and then obviously there's going to be some bets with you guys and Guy in terms of the performance versus the Yankees.
He would have to give me odds and a bunch of wins. For me, the over/under for the Mets, for me, is 81 games. And
Jesus.
the best thing I could say
That's
about
wild.
the Mets this year is that the expectations
It was
are
at
so
like
low
16, 17K like
no one's going to
a year
care.
ago.
And the way I think about it was, I think Steve Cohen was on a dual track process, which is one, to put a product on the field that looks good, that would satisfy people like myself to go to the stadium. But more important,
You'd think with
work
me
on
being
building
more of the
farm
mindset
systems
of
so that 3
Austrian
to 4 years from
economics,
now,
I
the
would have
farm
just
system
bought
will
it.
look like the Dodgers, the Yankees.
Kind of like
Your-
this guy said a few minutes ago, people buy it just to kind of express a distaste for the fiscal and monetary shenanigans that have been going on. And being like of the Austrian school of economic thought to a large degree, I should have just bought at least a little allocation of it just to kind of express that view. But I didn't.
for Braves, which are really the symbol
Snooze,
of
you
greatness
lose.
as a farm system. Unfortunately, the trade didn't work in terms of Verlander, Scherzer, and the like. And like a great trader, Steve Cohen basically assessed the trade, said it's not working, and DK'd it.
I don't know if you were here when I mentioned these guys are actually the guys from The Big Short. The one guy, Danny, is a regular, not this guy, but
And now
one of
we're
the
back.
other two
So
guys.
basically, the
This
Mets are
guy up
the,
here,
gold
top
miners
left,
of
is a regular
baseball.
for risk
with
reversal
the wealth
media.
potential.
But never realizing anything.
And the cast of the movie Big Short is they're 3 of like the original people who are the characters were made upon.
Hey, Vinny,
with
did
the
you know
wealthy
the
on it.
line? Vinny, did you know the over/under before you said that?
Close, yeah.
You knew it. It's 81.5.
It was 83,
It keeps dropping. Yeah,
and then Senga got injured, so they dropped it to 81.
like I said.
gold
Exactly.
miners.
Yeah, gold miners. All right, Mets are gold miners. I can do that. Maybe. By the way, you could tell that to Guy, even though he loves gold, he would still hate them. But we'll. deal with that.
He's not a big bettor, but I bet me and him could go out to dinner, Paisan style. But he has to give me, odds on over/under Yankees on a spread, and I'll definitely do it. So tell him, and you guys do your Thursday thing. Let's try and broker
Yeah, let me just
broker a
preview
deal,
that.
Dan.
Let me just preview what's coming up on Thursday for the Friday drop of On the Tape, and that is Guy and Dan are talking to our good friend Melissa Lee, and she just had that documentary, The Big Shot, which actually was really good. And then Brian Beltsky, the chief investment strategist over at BMO. I will not be a part of those conversations because I get to do this with you guys today, but that will undoubtedly be a great episode that will drop on Friday morning. And I think we're going to be in a period
I
of
hope
time.
natural
and I know
gas
we've started
pops
this
on
a
the
little bit
open.
more, maybe more than once every 2 months. Maybe we do it a couple times a month. I know we've said that before, but I feel like we're going to have a lot to talk about, guys. And
Hey, Danny,
keep
can I
up the
turn?
I was
can
looking at the
turn it around on you
forward,
right now?
like
Go ahead.
implied curve,
I wanna,
and
what are you thinking?
it's showing nat gas a couple months out at like
what's
3 to
your
4,
what's
and
your
it's
single
currently at
favorite
like
idea right here? What's
1.7,
going on? How you feeling?
1.8ish.
I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, listen, I love the sports gambling stocks. I've been on them for a while. I like secular plays that I don't think are too expensive. I love gold. I hate Tesla. I don't like to talk about it. I own TSLQ, and I've literally put it away as if it's my long Walmart stock, which I'm long as well. And I'm just going to wait. I mean, I think there's going to be opportunities in this
Is that
market.
an inverse Tesla
Massive
fund?
dislocations. And to be honest, I'm more excited about getting long things when there finally is some type of reckoning.
Oh,
so
yeah,
to
it
speak, than
is.
being short
I didn't
and
even
finding
know that
shorts right now.
existed.
So I think that to your guys' point,
Tesla
the
Bear.
economy's fine right now. I don't know how long that's going to last. I do
Tesla
believe
Bear
that
ETF.
fiscal stimulus has just done a number in terms of trying to figure out what is the true economic
love
cycle here, and that's just
gold.
hard to gauge.
The
But
gold member.
unfortunately,
What up, Nolly?
for our children and the next generations, I just don't see how.
So what, are we going to get to actually play a squad of 3 on CS today? What are you feeling, Nolly?
This
Dear
debt
Steve?
situation doesn't present itself in just a very difficult environment for a long period of time, what we've done to ourselves here. And so behind all
Gold
of that,
Member's
I guess,
probably
Porter,
the
what I'm
best
saying is
Austin
with that
Powers
backdrop
movie.
way behind, I can't get away from that. And I know that will always hurt
It'd
me
be challenging to
short
make an
term,
argument
but
for
I have
that
be
to
intellectually
not
honest
be
with
true.
myself when I'm looking at the markets.
Danny, the way I've sort of wrestled with it and settled with it is that, and people get very mad when you bring it up and the like, at the very least, it forces them to conduct policy to deal with this debt for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. So that's where our mindset is. And so they can't go austerity. No one's even talking about it or thinking about it. And most people in DC and Wall Street are ignoring it. That being said, the string pullers, the people who are controlling things, and I think about Janet Yellen in particular, she knows it's a problem. Powell knows it's a problem. And so many of the things that when you get it in your head that this is a problem, so many of the things you see that they do come back to this issue, right? Whether we like it or not, like whether moving from issuing coupons to bills is a function of this debt, is a function of the inability to pay interest expense of magnitudes and extend the duration of your debt structure. So just keep that in mind when you're seeing this. It actually opens your eyes to some of the decisions they make.
And by the way, we obviously talked to a lot of bears, and the bears are they got their head between their knees. I mean, it's so. We talked to one today. I feel bad for him, and so I think that there will be another shot if you're
Maybe what the government needs to do is it would be a money saving thing for them to pay Javier Milei $1 billion. They could give him a one-time payment of $1 billion to come sort out the U.S.'s budget. It's like, look at this. If I can make this. Look at that. It took Milei 9 weeks to do what our government can't seem to do at all, because people would cry because some government workers are going to temporarily lose their job. But it would add to the stability of the fiscal picture to a large degree for decades to come.
First of all, this was one of the better performances I've seen from Joe Biden in quite a while. I mean, he had a pretty clear message here.
He had a clear message. I think he looked alive, to choose that phrase.
You're listening to Macro Sunday, hosted by Andreas Steno.
So what's the word, Nolly?
Everyone,
Should we
and
play some
welcome to the Macro
CS?
Sunday podcast.
You
I'm
boys
Andreas Steno,
in?
founder and CEO of Steno Research, and as per usual, I'm joined by my friend and partner here at the company, Mikkel Rosenwald. Welcome to you.
Thanks a lot.
You're head of geopolitics, and we obviously have plenty to discuss from the geopolitical scene over the past week as well, with new messages from China, Joe Biden's State of the Union speech, and a lot more. In roughly
Oh, that reminds
15
I need to
minutes'
put
time,
all
we're
my
joined
cases
by
on the
Joseph Wang,
marketplace.
also
Because I could
known
get
as the
actual
Fed
Steam
guy.
money. I have like
Since we
90
have
cases in my
interesting
inventory.
discussions
And if you
ongoing
sell
on
them,
the
you can
Federal
get real
Reserve
money to
balance
put
sheet.
towards
And
games.
it is probably more likely that they take some decisions on the balance sheet than on the Fed funds rate at the March meeting. Just before we went on air here recording, a news story broke from Reuters,
Help your friends.
basically hinting that the Bank of Japan will hike interest rates at the March meeting. We've been banging the drum on an April hike for a while, but this seems to be 1 month ahead of schedule. And I guess the world is truly upside down when Japan is thinking about hiking interest rates, Mikkel. But it may be at least partially related to what's ongoing in China. We've obviously seen the Chinese economy struggling for a couple of years, Mikkel, and this week the authorities had more than one chance to actually say something new, both to the market but also, of course, to internal stakeholders in China. You watched the communication from Li Qiang, I think his name is. So please fill us in. Who is Li Qiang, and why do we need to listen to the new message?
So he is more or less Xi Jinping's right-hand man.
Yeah.
Very critical figure in the Chinese government, potential heir to him as well. So basically, his speech is usually one of the most important at this National People's Congress in China. He lays out the growth targets for the Chinese government, indicates at future policy ideas and directions for the Chinese government. So that's always one to watch. It's a very stark contrast to watching U.S. politicians. Very little showmanship, very subtle remarks that you have to read a lot more into than what they're actually saying. Exactly the opposite of watching a State of the Union speech with people shouting at each other and all that. So very, very different experience, very, very interesting contrast. Anyway, the Chinese...
Yeah, Mikkel, the main takeaways from that speech. I mean, you wrote... an article to our clients, I think it was on Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
With the 3 main takeaways from this.
Yes.
So, how important are these 3 takeaways?
I think the growth target is interesting because China basically realized a growth of about 5% last year. That's obviously year on year, so that's compared to 2022 when people were being sheltered or held inside their apartment complexes, even though they were on fire. I mean, 2022 was a heavy lockdown year for China. So a growth from that to 2023 was to be expected. The growth from 23 to 24 is still, the growth target is still 5%. That's obviously a bit more ambitious, and it's relatively realistic when we look at our forecasts and forecasts out there. So this seems to me like a target that the Chinese can reach, but which is still ambitious enough to satisfy the population in China, essentially.
CS?
This also hints at increased stimulus from the Chinese government. We had a lot of remarks on that. The central government is going to try and strengthen the consumer class within China. We had some remarks on the real estate sector. Xi Jinping.
We doing it right now? Because I'll do it. Don't think I won't. Oh, hell yeah. Steve's already queued up. Here we go. Office only, boys. Nolly, am I friends with you on Steve? Or on Steam? I said on Steve. That's not a real sentence. That's fake words. What up?
Yes, sir.
I'm friends with McGuire, with Mickey, on Steam too. I sent him a message because it said he's playing other games. I was like, hey, Nolly, Steve, and I are playing CS if you want to join. But he has told me before that he hates CS. Like, since his FPS style is more like Call of Duty, you know?
Yeah, same. I don't know. I think you'd have fun with it though.
Yeah, I know.
Who you're playing with in the game at this point?
Yeah, and then we'd have 80% of a team, which is nice. You don't really got to be good.
I mean, you count for 2, so let's.
Ooh, I don't know. If I'm having a good day, maybe.
Yeah, he always shows us playing. It always shows him in game with Call of Duty, but I know he's not playing since I never really message him because of that. I don't know if he's playing or not.
I don't know if I actually have Nolly on Steam, so I'm gonna put that friend code thing in the general chat.
I got a really noob question. How do I actually use things in my inventory? Like equip them?
I know they changed it. Let me look real quick. So I think you right click it and then it'll give you the option to like add it to a certain side.
Yeah, I have the option to like add it as a favorite for T.
Yeah, because certain guns you can only buy on T side and certain guns you can only buy on CT.
Oh,
like you can't have you can't buy an M4 or an M4A1S on terrorist side because they have the AK instead.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. So just adding it as a favorite makes it an available gun for me to select in match.
Yeah, and then like when you like if it's a skin, when you buy it, it'll have that skin on it instead of like the default no skin thing.
Imagine buying skins.
Right?
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude, I need to list all my crates on the store, which I'm not exactly sure how to do, but I need to, because you can sell them for like, I think like $1 a pop or something, or at like just shy of $1 maybe, and then that goes to your Steam account, and you can actually use it to buy other games and shit. And I have like 80 of the cases, or last time I counted, it was a little over 80.
Just open the case.
Yeah, but then I have to pay money for a key to open it.
Oh, you can't just like right-click open them type thing?
No, I wish. Otherwise, I would just open them.
Wait, unlock. I can. I right-clicked mine and I said unlock. Oh wait, sorry.
Yeah, and then it takes you to that thing. And it's like for $2.49 you can buy a key. It's like, or
Crazy.
yeah.
Well, they really figured out that whole microtransaction thing, huh? Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, here's a free case. You earned it. And then you try to use it. Oh, nope, costs money.
It's free except for that one part.
All right, I better swap my live scene real quick and make sure I don't know if I have this game on. There we go.
Are cases the only way to get cool stuff, or like you have to buy them?
No, you'll earn some skins here and there, but you're never really going to earn like a high value skin, I don't think.
Okay. So you pretty much have to buy it or get like crazy lucky in a crate, which you also have to buy.
Yeah.
I see. I thought they would do like random drops like in Team Fortress or something. That'd be pretty sweet.
And then you can also like within the skins there's different grades. Like you could get like a really expensive skin, like say the Dragon Lore for the Op sells for like $2,500 or something if you have like the good one. And but like you could potentially get that in a crate or something, but you might get the one that's like it'll say it's grade and it'll say like worn, so it won't be as vivid on the gun and shit. So they got a whole thing, you know. It's a whole money grab.
So on the T side, right? AK is one of my current rifles or whatever. How do you like swap out your guns? But like, let's say I wanted to swap out my rifles specifically. Is there a way to like filter? Or...
I think if you go to equipment within the inventory, then you can like choose to replace something, and you know how you get like like 3 or so options for rifles, 3 for shotguns, 3 for SMGs, it'll just it'll like pull one out.
Okay.
I'm guessing there's a way you can actually pick which one it replaces, but I haven't messed with it enough since they changed it. All right, I'm queuing an office match.
Is that the Dolly J I'm hearing right now? What's up, man? How's your trip going?
Good, I'm already back.
You already back? Oh, how long were you there for?
Like 3 hours.
What?
It's a German Heritage Museum Administration building or something like that. It's some German day.
German day. I'm 75% German. I should have showed
I'm so
up.
confused. I thought you went to. I thought you were in Germany.
No, this is gonna be too long to text out, so I just said Germany.
It's kind of a big deal. Like also way different.
It's just, that's a minute detail, you know.
Yeah, it's all the same.
Like I'm running to the store versus I'm going to Switzerland. What? Okay. Well,
You know, sometimes you're in Germany, sometimes you're celebrating
I
Germany.
was super excited for you. I was like, oh man, these bitches.
He was in Germany in spirit.
Yeah. Now we're talking.
My man went to his campus and said it was German.
It was like a poke beer thing. Like they poke your beer with like a poker, a hot poker or something. I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
Germans are weird.
You get some later hosen action going?
They did have some.
Yep.
I don't know what they have the hat with the feather in it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. You got one? Did you get one?
No, that shit's expensive. But people
Yeah,
were wearing them.
They're like felt. They got all the pins on them and stuff. Those are cool mementos, though.
I'm more Irish, dude. Waiting for St. Patrick's Day.
Today's oh yeah, as gamers, I'm supposed to say Happy Mario Day.
Happy Mario Day. What is that? That's today?
March 10th.
It's March 10th, baby.
Is that like the day it was created or something?
No, if you type MAR 10 in chat.
Oh, gotcha.
I have a friend who plays this game. It's like he's like the top rank. I don't know what it's called.
It's like Global Elite or some shit like that.
I think this is the only game he plays though.
If I was that good, it'd probably be the only game I played too, though. Like if you just shit on kids.
It seemed like matchmaking yesterday was like super fast.
Yeah, this one's telling me the estimated time's like about 5 minutes. And we're already at 3. If we have to, I'll just open up a few more maps, because right now I'm searching office only, but we could throw on like Dust 2 and Mirage, perhaps. Oh, Inferno, too. Remember when we were playing, oh, there we go.
Nice. This match will not affect your skill group. What? Is that because I don't have a skill group? I'm trying to get ranked today, you know what I mean?
Let's roll.
Well, I guess I am technically ranked, but I'm trying to get one that's not. You just installed the game.
Yeah.
That's not a very.
But at least without that, you kind of have claim, like, when you fuck up, you're like, hey, I'm new. Like, be nice to me.
Here.
Yeah.
I'm new. Hey, so I want that pistol you got. With the silencer on it.
USPS?
Yeah, I don't have thought of what I got. Inventory pistols. USP.
I thought that guy wasn't going to kill me. I thought we were friends.
Let's see your gun. How do I get that?
Hit F or hit, yeah.
B-hopping's still endless, right? You can still B-hop everywhere.
Yeah, it's you got to be good to be able to do it. I've never, like, every once in a while I'll hit a couple in a row.
Oh, you left flag mode on. This is gonna be crazy.
Yeah, we're starting off with it on here, but
Oh, no.
but if my play doesn't warrant it, I got to turn it off, you know, and like charge it back up, put it on the charger.
Can't just be running out, rush around, you know.
If I shoot the hostage, do we lose?
No, but you lose money.
Oh, fuck.
So like then the next round it'll hurt your buy.
Oh, they took a timeout. They only have 4 people.
Hopefully somebody joins. See, the one positive side of having someone drop on your team is after like a round or two, you start getting like bonus money for it. So then they can have like nicer guns and full utility more of the time.
How'd you guys get a silenced pistol?
It used to be default. You have to go into your inventory and like opt to put it on as your default gun though.
That's kind of dumb.
Mine doesn't let me do that, though.
Well, it's somewhere in there because it used to be just the most standard default. You actually, back in the day, you had to opt for the other one if you wanted it, like the P2000 or whatever.
I'm just gonna shoot him in the head. See if you change your crosshair.
Mine's just like a little circle.
Well, no, that's the thing, right? How do I can do that?
You go into settings and then in
I'll send you mine after this game. Or Justin will send you his. You can just copy and paste it. You don't even have to do it yourself. You don't
in the game option, there's a crosshair thing. A lot of times, it's not a bad idea. Just play around with some edits and see what you like.
I enabled the developer console thing.
Let's go.
Or not a different console. I recall there being a thing where you like take the commands to change crosshairs and stuff.
One in the hallway. I don't know the name for this place.
Well, that was easy. One of these guys had a deagle, I think. Yeah, I got they were right out like in the main hallway, and I popped two of their heads from out here.
One by me.
Oop, sorry, Steve.
2 by me.
There's already only one left. Hey, somebody come with me. We're just gonna push, and if I die, somebody try to trade him.
He's over by me. Frank Courtyard. Office.
That's me. We're about to see. Easy. I got him.
Nice. We're off to a solid start.
I don't see us losing today, you know?
Honestly. Like, when it comes down to it, we're just better.
Oh, I'm hacking.
Is that collateral?
Oh, fuck.
Wow, why is this so easy? This is actually kind of a good way to warm up, though.
When's the last
Steve,
time you played
Steve.
this,
Oh, you bought one.
November or February 24th.
No, I picked that gun up at the end of the round.
Come on, come on.
Yeah, no, I picked one up too. I was gonna throw it to you because I was like, oh, Steve likes this gun.
Yeah, baby. Try to. I guess I can't get it on this.
It's really powerful if you can just tap a couple heads with it.
Oh, I'm dead. Oh, this guy rushed. Oh, this guy rushed that little side hallway.
Throwing fire.
Yeah, he was.
Champion.
I don't think I settled on a rifle that I like yet.
M4A1S and the AK.
Yep.
I like the MP5 and Shotty.
MP5 is pretty solid.
Throwing fire.
No. Often.
Grenade. Deploying flash.
Crack that guy's skull.
Throwing a grenade.
That first guy brought me down to 9 though with a shotgun.
Shoot him.
King Suez.
Alright, I'm offing.
Yeah, y'all put in work. Are y'all throwing nades and stuff? Is that how y'all do
Yeah.
so much damage? What nades do y'all use? The regular explosive?
I like my favorite is not one that does damage. I like having a smoke, but yeah, the molly and the grenade are both fantastic. Like if you know someone's around a corner or in a certain room, you just yeet a nade in there.
Grenade out.
Oh, I'm not doing nades. I'm not doing.
Yeah, you can't. You don't want to move. You don't want to like throw them while you're moving because it'll make your throw really fucky.
That is so anti Call of Duty style. That was
Flashing. Hall to the left.
I hear
Actually, there's a map.
Throwing flashbang.
Oh, behind us. He went around through our spawn. Nice. Steve with the snipe with the MP5. Well done, sir.
The incendiary grenade knocks out the smoke.
Vice versa, actually. Smoke will
Yeah.
put out molly.
We aren't going on a windy walk here. Incendiary.
I just got hit.
You push fast. You were holding that hallway.
Dude, I'm getting lucky with the headshots. I didn't even think I was on him. I thought it looked like I was shooting to his left.
Watch your left there.
Throwing a grenade.
I killed 2. I think they backed out of there. Fuck. Bathroom?
Now we're getting stuck right into them.
Crazy thing is we're playing the side that's usually more difficult right now, too. Because all they really have to do, like, they keep pushing, but all you have to do on that side is hold tight corners.
Steve, buy an op, dude. Let's see it.
Let's have at it, mates.
Next round, next round, next round.
Flashbang. Grenade out.
Dude, I tried to prone. That's talk about muscle memory. That doesn't work in this game.
I picked up an op if you want to try it, Steve.
Okay. Dude, we haven't lost our own yet.
Go, go, go. Deploying flashbang. Throwing fire. Flashbang.
These guys are just like letting me kill them. I don't even have to do anything. Fuck, bathroom.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Steve.
Oh, that felt right.
That felt right.
There's something very satisfying is that moment you click with an op and it's just, it hits, you know?
Oh, hell yeah.
Let's go. Throwing flashbang. Throwing fire. Grenade out.
Shit, one's in our spawn. On
I'm gonna just grab the hostie.
left side of our spawn.
And a pro tip, Steve, if you ever have the hostage, when you're carrying it, it's the only time you don't move faster with your knife out. So like if you have a hostage out, you should always have your gun.
Gotcha.
He's outside still.
Where's he at?
I think you saw him in.
He's over.
Yeah.
Oh, this one.
Throwing fire.
That guy rushed that left window or whatever, and all I had was the op, and I was like,
Other guy left.
Remember, this isn't the killing house anymore. This is real life. Deploying flashbang. Incendiary out. Throwing smoke. Flashbang.
one of my windows.
Throwing a grenade. Grenade out.
Oh, dude, he's just sitting.
Throwing a grenade.
No, he got me. In our spawn.
I keep getting flanked by that
Grenade.
side.
Smoke.
Got us in.
Can you equip a
Counter-terrorists win. Bring the hostages out.
Oh, and you get hella money for if you get a knife kill. It's worth like a fuckload.
I just sit in our spawn and wait for these guys.
Uh-oh.
Incendiary.
Fancy meeting you here. No way.
Fuck! That's the only guy that's killed me. Like each time I've died, it's been that dick.
Team good. I feel like. What's this guy on? This guy on our team is like.
It's all down to Nolly.
Meeting?
Yeah, it's 1v1.
Should I
Our-
give him one?
Our team killed him. Or our team, like, attacked each other. You got 1 minute to get to the hostie. Which is plenty of time, because this whole map only takes like 30 seconds to walk around.
I feel like hostie is something Nolly would say too. Like nuggies.
Nuggies. You hear him? I think he's by bathroom.
Where's that? Left, right?
Right.
Yeah, that left. Oh,
He's going long.
yeah,
Yep,
that hole,
there he is. He's gonna pop up in front of you to your right, right there. He'll pop up right there. To your left is the most common place to be. That corner right there where you're looking is like the most common place to sit in the game, pretty much.
Let's go.
I don't have F keys on my keyboard, so
What? How are you playing StarCraft?
imagine playing that game.
Who plays 15-year-old games? Almost 15, I guess.
I don't know how you know what's going on in that game. There's so much.
We need to speed it up a little. That round took too long. GG.
That number at the very top, is that how much you earned that round?
Yeah.
Total.
That's like your rank as opposed to your... What was the other thing called? Like your division or whatever?
Skill group?
Yeah, skill group.
I don't think I'm in a skill group.
Yeah, you probably have to win, I don't know, maybe 8 more or something. I think you got to win 10 games or something like that.
Oh god, that's like a whole career. Nolly J is not ranked either.
No, they do rankings by maps.
Yeah, yep.
So each map has a different rank.
It's tedious.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I think you got to win like 10 or so before you're even eligible to get a rank.
I want to play on T side so I can see what this gun's all about.
Hey, did you replace your pistol?
It won't let me.
That's lies and slander. Let me I'll try to figure out how.
You have to go to
Oh,
loadout, right?
yeah, go to loadout and then like right click the one that it's showing, or scroll down and find the one you want it to be and like right click it and see if it'll let you replace it. While you're doing that, I'm going to go take a pee real quick.
Oh, it says that the only option I have for starting pistol is the Glock 18. Maybe that's why.
Block 18.
Yeah, is that a thing? Or T side?
Oh, you're looking at T side? You have to look at CT. On CT side.
Yeah, so on CT side I have both the USP and the P2000 are both selected, and I only have the USP set as a favorite, but it shows the P2000 in the loadout section.
Same. I actually don't know.
Kinda complicated. Trying to be a terrorist this round, you know?
Trying to get some terror going on.
Trying to get this Desert Storm.
Did you get it?
Maybe you have to like drag it, Steve. Yeah, you have to drag it.
Is this a dick joke?
No. You can't do it while we're in a game though. We're searching for a game.
Okay. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah, that worked. Oh man, was setting me up for a dragon joke.
And then you have to look at your other guns too, because some of them also have like different ones you can drag and drop.
Hey, cancel matchmaking real quick. Oh, dude, that totally worked. Yeah, that's awesome.
Did you get it? Did you swap the pistol?
I just did. Yep.
Oh,
So
hell yeah.
Dragging it up top to your loadout work.
Yeah, they switched how all that works when they rolled out CS2, so I'm still a noob with it myself. It used to just be like every gun was listed in the inventory, and if you wanted something else, you just right-click it and hit replace, and it would do its thing.
That's what I remember. Yeah, I thought it was all done through the context menu. Knowledge J's default character is a terrorist. Dang.
I get the revolver in the rotation, dude.
No, that gun is so bad. Hey, I was playing. You said it was gun game, but I guess that's what they call arms race,
Oh yeah, arms race. That's what they call it.
which is really fun. But man, once you get to that revolver, oh,
Yeah.
it's hard.
Yeah, I think maybe we play another if the searching doesn't take too long. The search time came down a little bit though. It's saying like 3.25, or just shy of 4, I should say. 15 seconds shy of 4. And then we can open up like maybe Inferno and like Dust 2 and Mirage, or the other maps that are pretty good.
On my CS rating, it says expired, and I have to win one match to display it again. Is that like ranked or something?
I'm not sure, because we already won one, so...
Yeah, no, like we just won, so shouldn't that be different?
Wait, what's it say?
When I hover over, it says your CS rating has expired due to inactivity. Win one match to display it again.
Oh.
Or maybe that round didn't count because it was like people missing or something.
Let's roll.
I'm in Germany. No, you're not.
I have heard that Nebraska is the Germany of the U.S., though, right?
What? All the Nazis came.
It says when a cougar gets so old.
For Queen and Country, man.
Can y'all hear that digging?
What dinging? What you talking about, boy?
Apparently, my nephew stole my sister's phone and is texting me stickers.
Come on, chop, chop.
I got a USP. Guy's name is I Split Your Wig. Guy's lit his bathroom. He's super low bathroom. Watch to your right, Nelly.
Behind us, behind us.
Just exploring the map.
Oh!
my god! I knew that was gonna happen.
Oh well.
Split your wig.
We are out of here. Grenade out.
Flashing.
Incendiary.
Down long hall, main hall.
Throwing smoke.
I know. Out of nowhere.
Well, I'm not very good at going left at start.
Yeah, I almost always go towards the big window and go towards paper. I just feel more comfortable on this side of the map because it seems like it narrows down like the areas they can come at you from.
Yeah, I always feel like I'm a step or two behind when I go this way. Yeah, guy.
Throwing a grenade. Grenade out.
Can't see anything.
Deploying flashbang.
Oh my god. Feel
One
left.
in bathroom and one left of bathroom. Nice, dude.
One left. Let's push together. Push in. Push in. Come this way, Nolly.
Scared.
Yeah, basically, if there's ever only like one left and there's 2 or 3 of us, if you just push together, you should be able to trade and get the W.
Let's give it to them, boys. Grenade. Incendiary out.
He's on the right side.
If you do damage with it incendiary, is there a hit indicator that you're doing damage or no?
Yeah, you can hear it. You can hear it hit. It'll make a noise. It's hard to describe the noise, but...
Flashbang.
One left. Let's just push.
I think he's
I'm gonna go into the bathroom now. Or I was gonna say I'm gonna go into paper, but so much for that.
Go, go, go.
the game really wants me to go left every round apparently.
It's not bad. If I go that way, I go all the way to that farthest away ladder and climb that and go into what we call front office.
Throwing smoke. Throwing fire.
2 in paper, just
Throwing flashbang.
one sitting on the paper thing,
Throwing
one
fire.
right behind him.
Deploying flashbang. Throwing a grenade.
No.
Grenade.
How about a fucking smoke instead of a flash?
Incendiary out.
Oh, they lined up for you.
Laying down smoke.
Last one was paper, deep paper, like vending machine area.
Deploying decoy. Escorting the hostages.
He needed that hostage on his shoulders.
To your left, fish.
Smoke.
Behind you.
Above you.
Hostage has been rescued. Easy.
I hear him.
Terrorist squeezy.
So when you're on the flip side, you hear that they picked up a hostage, you probably want to beeline it to their spawn, right? To
Usually, yeah. Unless you know they're trapped, then it's best to sit like fountain and just check the doorway from paper and the doorway long.
Let's have it, lads.
And when I say fountain, like right outside a bathroom, there's a little water fountain on the wall. That's probably like among the most common places to just chill.
Grenade
Like, if you're ever in a 1v1 situation, there's a high probability the other guy is either at fountain or watching fountain.
One's in paper.
Throwing flashbang. Smoke. Flashbang. Incendiary.
Always bounce it off that fucking wall. Killed his teammate.
Nice.
I think they gave up. Oh, 3 of them left.
We're too dominant, boys.
Solid counter-terrorists win.
So you can't buy a rifle and
Is that a Don Vito mugshot?
That sure is.
the spender. That's always the one I try to avoid winning. That's like a thing to be.
Well, you see, exactly, because I've been in contact with the developers trying to get a CSGO bond market in the works.
Okay.
You know? So that way you can reinvest your savings and get like a 5% yield each round.
All right, just tuck it away, forget about it.
Put it into NVIDIA and Bitcoin.
Yeah, baby. Now we're talking.
How do you open chat in game?
Y, I think, is the default.
Y.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Steve, I'm gonna send you a copy of my my cursor.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to play with your crosshair?
Yeah, how do I make it like a regular dot?
You just play with like it gives you, I think, an option for like certain so it has length, thickness, which are both measurements for other things as well, but and gap. And if you just slide those sliders back and forth, you'll kind of see what it's doing.
Okay, now that I copied your code, where do I paste it?
You go to the cursor settings, and then there should be like a thing.
Right.
If you go down to crosshair, it says share or import. You just import it. It's like on the picture.
Oh, share import. Got it.
Yep.
Cool.
But if you want a dot, I think Justin, do you use a dot?
Yeah, mine's basically just a dot, like just a circle, which I can tell you if you're in the settings, if you were to try that, let's see, crosshair, my length is 0.8, my thickness is 1.2, and the gap is -5. Which I don't know how that got to be negative. I just slid it all the way to the left.
I hit escape by accident. Okay. 1.2. What was your gap? 0.5?
-5. So I just slid it all the way to the left.
Got it.
And then it's just like a little circle. And I have center dot set to no.
Your length is 1.0 and thickness 1.2?
No, length is 0.8.
Oh.
Yeah, you can just copy it and send it to him.
Yeah. Do I just send it in chat?
Yeah.
Or Discord.
Or yeah, I sent it to him Discord.
Or whatever's easier, I'll see it. Yeah, mine's still a little cross, but it's super tiny.
Yeah, it's because you put mine in and then try to do Justin's.
So I just put it in like a message to you.
Gotcha. You're saying I should have like reset first or something?
Yeah, because mine's not a dot.
Hey, let's go. Oh, it's frag time now, baby. What does follow recoil actually do?
I'm guessing it moves with the recoil of the gun or something. I've never messed with it, but like it probably kind of moves with the pattern.
I feel
So
like you'd want that, right?
perhaps like I have mine so it just is like always centered, and then I just pull towards where the recoil is. But I guess if you set it as that and just focus on always trying to like remove it to center,
Yeah.
then that might be
that's
good
right.
too. But since I know I'm pretty bad at the recoil control, a lot of times I try to just tap.
What do y'all have set for your crosshair style? Classic static?
Crosshair style.
I don't
So
know.
for-
I didn't even make my own.
Yeah,
crosshair.
yeah, mine says classic static.
Wonder what that does.
And then, like I said before, my center dot is set to no, but I guess if you imported mine, it probably would do that automatically.
Yeah, I turned it on. It sort of just fills in the circle, but you like it red, huh? Is red a good color? for this?
It's just up to you. Like I know a lot of people use green. Some people use like a light blue.
Oh man, there's so many settings I haven't even ever looked at yet. I always liked how quickly you can cycle through who you're spectating in this game. It's like instant.
Yeah, just like a click.
Yeah, like I remember in Warzone, it was like
Convoluted.
missed the entire end of the round because you're trying to skip to the last alive player.
Eventually, we'll find another match.
Noises.
I just unqueued and requeued for good measure.
Is there like a map button I can see where the?
What do you mean? Where you can view like the whole map?
Yeah.
I think there is in game. I can't remember what button it is, but you can hit something so like the whole map comes up on your screen. I was just thinking that a second ago. It'd be nice to pull up like the whole map so I could like quickly show you guys what each call out is.
Yeah.
Which on each side maybe we'll like I'll have you kind of follow me and I can just show you what each thing is. But there's almost got to be a way you can just pull them up.
Oh, I found that profanity filter setting.
And did you turn it on to extra strong so you don't have to listen to people say things like butthead?
Right? I'm not trying to. Or
Get
things
that.
like, he's on your left. Like, I'm not trying to be that, you know?
Yeah, we don't need that propaganda, that divisive propaganda, using terms like left and right.
Miss me with that.
Hey, Steve, if you guys still have Stream up, I have the map pulled up from like a Google image search.
Nerd.
Wait. Is this even the right map? Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Let me know if...
I'm looking at it.
All right, so
Yes.
so here's they have these backwards, actually, whoever made this, I think.
Well, that's good for us to learn.
Yeah, because this is actually CT spawn where it says T, and this is T spawn. So when you're inside the office and you're a terrorist, you spawn in here, like specifically right here. And
Yeah, I see it.
so this hallway, so like if you run out this way, this is called long, and this is bathroom right here. And then this is what we call, like, this little hallway, people will just call down vending because there's like a vending machine on its side right here. So you got long, and then people will sometimes call this long side hall or like down long, but you'll kind of know based on the sound and like the positioning you're in, because people will also, which is kind of confusing, but people will also refer to this area sometimes as side hall. Like this is side hall and this is down vending. These, so you come, here's fountain, which is, like I said, the most common place to be, because if you're in like a 1v1 scenario, and let's say you know the CT, I'll bring it back up here. Let's say you know the CT has reached the terrorist and they picked, or the hostage, and they picked him up. If you're at fountain, you only have to check this doorway and then peek at down long, because they have to come out one of those two ways. So it's good to sit fountain, and then just like double back and forth and try to listen. I'll explain some more once we're. Oh, it didn't go. Never mind. And then once again, if you're in T spawn, this area, like right in front of you as you spawn, they'll call computers. And then that back area behind the little break room place is conference. And then, of course, the break room. And then you have paper, that little room that's right inside the doorway.
Oh wait, paper's connected to. Oh, I see.
Yeah, so it's like here's elbow, then computers, then T spawn, and then papers right here, this little side room.
I see.
And they call it that because there's a big pile of boxes that are paper boxes, like printer paper.
Yeah, that's crazy how they came up with that.
All right, they're fucking geniuses.
What do we call this area? There's gotta be something to call this. What do we got? We got domain knowledge.
Domain range.
And ooh, I can just tell what it means here.
Let's move out.
You're a P2000 man, Nolly?
Yeah, I've been hitting heads.
Crazy.
Cracking skulls.
Move it, move it.
If you run out of ammo, one guy bought a pistol, so there's an extra pistol in our spawn. Just as a heads up.
Oh my god, that guy has to be one in the bathroom. He's like a bullet. Here, left, Molly, in the hallway to the left. Yeah, in there. I guess not.
No.
Dude, that guy's all headshots. Old
Fuck, I was shooting too far to his left. I knew that one was like over by down vending trying to come around the side. So I was like, I gotta push one way. Alright, I'm gonna buy... Normally I'll save after a round like that, but I think I'm gonna buy a swag and just run into paper.
I'm gonna save for my shotgun.
Go, go, go.
XM round. How does he get there so quick? Holy crap.
Oh, fuck, there was two!
I guess I gotta learn the timing on that. Like, if you spawn left side and try to go right side, they're gonna beat you there, it seems like.
Got smoked
Yeah,
out.
they can beat you to that. Because they can actually get into that hallway and meet you at that corner. You know, where you take a right?
Yeah, they've done that twice too. I gotta slow play that, I guess. Uh-oh, you know what time it is.
XM time?
Oh, yes, sir.
I bought one too.
Gear up. We aren't going on a windy walk here.
Act 1. To your left, Steve.
I hit that guy so fucking much. That's absolutely ridiculous. 3 or 4 shots of a shotgun from 20 feet away.
No.
Right when you look away.
Yeah.
Still sort of trying to figure out when it's best to just run full out or still like walk.
I was just trying to run around Steve.
Go to my little connector hallway and show you all.
Let's have at it, mates. Deploying flashbang. Throwing fire.
Oh, 2 at that. Oh, shotgun gets me killed. I should really be like hopping that. There's 2 in that bathroom hole.
No, dude. One was paper.
Fuck. Right when I jumped. Your aim
that's all
isn't
that
shit
round
when
was.
you're jumping.
The only thing I took away from that round was Molly J attack a teammate. So, Okay, any more team?
Let's go.
See what I did there.
Laying down smoke. Throwing fire.
So fucking dumb. That guy's a little sus. Rufferoo. He's hitting only headshots.
That's what I've seen with the Dubs guy too. I'm gonna start playing smarter. MP5, slow playing.
You're gonna wish they were never born. Grenade out.
That's what
Oh. I don't know. I saw.
I'm gonna throw a precautionary report to this guy, just because I haven't seen him not hit us. It takes like 1,000 reports to do anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Hey, there's his first non-headshot. He's either, and it always comes down to, there is the potential of people just smurfing, but at a certain point, it's like, are you? You can use the excuse of smurfing, but like when your headshot percentage is 99%, it's a little hard to say they're smurfing.
Throwing flashbang.
Oh, I just whipped hard.
Incendiary out.
one in main hall. Justin, watch my cross. Guy's about to rush me.
You passed you.
He's there. Right on you.
Last guy is the one that's sussy.
I messed up my zen paper. Holding.
Terrorists win.
I messed up my mini map settings.
Level 17, 21 and 1. It is what it is, what it is.
Let's go, fellas. Flashbang. Throwing fire.
Paper. Got the good guy. On me. Back right. By the hostage.
left. 51.
I'm bringing the hostages out. Counter-terrorists win. There's no stopping us.
In the op when he wants it. It's to your left, Nolly. Or Steve, if you want it, it's back over here.
I'll grab it.
Remove any doubts in your head. It's us or them.
I took it. I said it first.
Incendiary. Throwing fire. Throwing smoke. Incendiary out.
Does crouching improve your aim or your accuracy?
I'm not sure. I know jumping definitely makes it worse.
Hip fire.
Dude, shoot! No!
Look at that guy. He's all headshots, dude. That guy. I honestly probably couldn't tell though if someone's cheating in this game.
Res me.
Yeah, let me get a buyback.
Good.
All right.
The swag mode is on.
I have 1 kill. I think I can only pretend to have been AFK. That's the only recourse I have.
I'm gonna sit right here and see if they rotate, because if we all go one way, they can actually rotate pretty quick behind us.
Oh, they just all shoot window arrows.
This gun doesn't behave like I thought it did.
What gun?
SSG.
Oh, the scout? Like the one that's like a sniper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For some reason I thought it was the other SG.
Paper. Alright, so last one's paper.
That's a piece of cake, Sweat.
Got 2 kills that round on the board, boys.
Let's get it.
So, okay, so it's good. This gun is 1-shot kill.
Let's give it to them, boys.
I'm not in the last place. Let's go. Justin, I'm trying to get better at using the numbers to weapon switch.
Yeah, using the scroll wheel is detrimental.
So far it's been working.
Grenade out.
Gotcha.
Smoke.
This guy's just running around.
You guys spamming from paper. I'm holding main hall right now.
There's one down to the left there too. Good shots.
Oh,
Good trades.
did that first one not
Right
hit?
into them.
Coming for your spot knowledge.
I didn't get it, dude. This guy I was with.
I bought you a
running.
M4, Nelly. Because I had fat stacks.
Let's make this right as rain.
This ample.
Of course, he's in the smoke and still has vision enough to get me.
Oh, that was a hit. Oh, it wasn't hit. Okay. Maybe it's not one shot kills. One's peeking back here.
No, that's the one, Steve. I was saying, unless you hit him in the head, you gotta hit him twice.
Why are there two there? Last two were question marks. Right out.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's on me. Great. Calling me out. Why do I hear something?
Our two team, it's your teammate. Our two teammates had like one of the dumbest situations I've ever seen. And that guy that just died is really bad.
Yeah.
Like
just running
disappointingly
around.
bad.
Oh, there it's done. It's clear now. I felt like it hit, but
They're gonna try to come from your left.
You have 30 seconds.
I gotta do some work, right?
You saw him?
I don't know how to end it. Do you, like,
You get
aim at the
you kind of want to tap, but yeah, after the first couple shots, it gets a pretty aggressive upward. It kind of forms like a reverse question mark moving up.
Okay. Yeah, I always like tap it slow, but it's like I start at the feet and immediately it's above the person.
You try to start like towards the chest head, but then just go like 3 shots, like tap 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 tap.
It's the first time I've been on this side.
This is live, right?
Yep. This is the side, Nolly, you kind of just want to stick in here. You really, ideally, you don't want to push on this side.
As I push. Yeah, this guy main windows left side. Oh, he died. That guy died.
I need this dude to swing with me. Last one's the sassy boy. Nice.
I think I like shotgun on this side of the map.
Oh, yeah.
You can just camp a little bit, you know?
Yeah. And you should buy smokes and smoke at like 140-ish. You should smoke that main door. Because you can make it so they only have like a minute to push in and like less than a minute to push in if you use your smokes properly.
That was wild.
One pushing in long.
Oh, bathroom hall. He's super low.
3v2.
The guy's out.
3v1.
Just somebody should be in paper. They can only get in 2 doorways, so if somebody watches that one and I watch this one, then we're golden.
Terrorists win.
Justin, on that gun, can you just hold down the trigger and it'll keep firing, or do you have to keep clicking?
I usually continuously click, but I think you might be able to just hold the trigger.
I wonder which one's faster. 'Cause it feels like when I manually click it, it's like really slow in between shots.
Steve, where you're at right now is called vending, just so you know.
They're about to get vended, do you know what I mean?
Oh, hell yeah.
That's one vend.
I covered you with a smoke if you do want to run back in, but that way they won't know if you did or didn't. Guy dinked me through the smoke.
I think we got killed through something.
Nice. Nice.
Oh, let's go.
What an absolute unit on the battlefield Steve is.
I pretty much locked down the whole side of the map with a shotgun, it seemed like.
They might be ready for you there this time, Steve, and they can bounce nades off the wall and hit you, so be ready for that.
I dare them to try. Yep. One coming vent and one holding in the hallway. Hard zone. A little more range would have got him.
No way I didn't get that kill. Oh, there's two down that hallway.
Damn.
Another one was close behind him.
Like when you flash them with you, is there an audio cue that it did flash them or no?
What'd you say?
Like if you flash someone or stun them or whatever, is there an audio cue that it hit them or no?
No, but like there, when you kill them, it'll show like a little eye with a line through it showing they were blind.
One more vent.
One coming back, Hall. No one's watching the front doorway. So they could come in and kill you from either direction because your team's slow in the head. There's definitely still one back there. I could hear him.
No, I fucking whiffed.
You gotta tap. You hit him with a few though. Nice. You should buy smokes and stuff, and that way we can hold them off longer. Just so you know, a smoke lasts 20 seconds from the time it goes off, and a molly lasts 7 or 8 seconds.
I'm getting to use my desert storm. One cross to the bathroom.
One coming down hall.
Oh, I just realized you could bounce the ball.
2 down to your left.
UV2.
No way.
That angle.
I'm prepared.
I'm going back to my tried and true here.
It is on.
No. It's so bad. You coming down, Steve.
Two split playing one hallway. They're stacked on top of each other too.
Good shot.
Fuck.
Get my headshot percentage.
Holy fuck, stop moving. That was making me so anxious. Like, just watch a spot, you know? He's gonna cross.
My god, it's menacing. Gotta be more patient. I keep walking out into a hallway and range with a shotgun.
That's what I was saying. This side, your best bet is to buy your gun, armor, and a smoke, and just hold them off as long as possible. Eventually, they have to push into the hostages. Otherwise, they just lose.
One got through, then got one down.
No, one's behind me.
Not sure how that wasn't hitting him.
Yeah, right. You versus 3 now. 2. This man put the team on his bag. He's got the 30 bomb.
Sheesh.
Somebody's got to do it.
Actually, crazy. Alright, Justin, I noticed you sort of hold this room until late game.
Yeah, this doorway is my happy place.
Alright, but I'm gonna chill here with you.
Because if you bounce your, like you said, let me bounce that molly. If you bounce stuff kind of by that plant that's up there. They're pushing. They're right out there.
Nobody look over here.
Yeah, you don't want to move much when you throw, because it'll make your shit way off. How was he not dead? How was I not hitting him? so fucking
last
dumb.
one.
I felt like I was hitting him a fuckload.
Dude, he
I
walked
need a
out
buy.
there and, like, shot at him, like, how is
A
that-
buy? You want a AK?
Yeah. Sphinx.
I gotta get one more kill. I can't be like single digit kills. This is embarrassing.
This last round, yeah. We win.
If we win, yeah. Somebody should try and go paper.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, one at the paper entrance and one deep window. Shit. The other one was right behind that guy, Justin. I don't know if he pushed up though.
He's way weak. That one of them's way weak.
In hostage room.
He's already out. He could go front office. On your right.
No.
Did you get stuck there?
I would have kept my AK
I got
out
stuck
if I were
on
you.
everything, dude. That's just me not having map knowledge.
Together we can do this.
All about that money.
Oh, it's just pistol round over. Here, I'm coming to your hall.
The guy's out.
Fuck. I feel like every time someone hits me, they bring me down to like
Oh,
2.
Shit, they're all paper. They're all paper. Stack.
Counter-terrorists win.
Am I seriously not gonna get 10 kills?
Now is the time. Grenade out.
We either win this or we tie.
Oh yeah, there's no overtime in this, right?
Right. No! I threw my gun. I thought I wanted to get that AK.
Throw to the guy.
Oh, how'd you know exactly where I am?
There's one gonna be coming behind you too. To your left, there's one.
Counter-terrorists win.
GG.
I swear, boys, I'm not gonna lie. That was not my best.
Hey, you got your double digits though.
Hey, let's go.
That Rufio dude was something else.
Yeah, that first half, it was just like he went like 20. He had like 20 something kills before he ever died. It seemed like.
Those two combined, it was just like constant headshots. Those two.
Should we search more maps, or do you guys want to?
Yeah, let's do a different map.
Learn that one more. I'll go Dust 2, Mirage, and Inferno. Those are the other maps are kind of so-so. I hate Nuke. Vertigo's okay. Ancient, I don't really know that well.
Are those all original maps from the original
I
or no?
I think so, but I'm not sure. I know the 3 that we're searching, I'm pretty sure are. But these are all bomb maps as opposed to the hostage setup.
You're the bomb.
Hey, thanks, guy. Hey, thanks.
I'm in Germany.
Will Nolly ever live it down? Inferno. I like this map. This is a bit bigger of a map.
It's like, it was too much to type out, so I just made up that I was in another country.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
You only YOLO once. Sometimes you just don't have the time to type full words.
Words.
Dust 2. This is kind of a small map. I don't think it's much bigger in its total space than Office is, really.
Office Space?
Solid film. And by the same creator, Idiocracy.
Okay.
And by the same creator, Beavis and Butthead and King of the Hill.
Did not know.
Learn something new every day.
I do like.
Hey, Steve!
How much more? Player?
What's up, mate?
You gonna carry me, bro?
Nah, I hope you could carry me though.
Remove any
I'm gonna put you on my back, bro.
I
We're
can't
gonna win
carry
this.
no one like that.
Yeah.
He doesn't know that I'm terrible. That's what's funny.
I'm gonna play A site most of the time.
I'll play B. On B. 2. 3.
Rotating.
Like, I wanna rotate, but I know as soon as I do. Bomb has been planted.
Fuck.
It's us.
Big sus. Nobody headshots me.
Road.
I don't think he has time. No, I don't know if he has time, but yeah, he doesn't have time. He's gonna die.
Terrorists win.
B, play B with me.
Okay.
I'm gonna save.
Are you going all the way into B and holding there?
Yeah. Oh no, we're all playing B.
Not me.
That's the spirit. Am I hearing like a 10-year-old? Or
Yeah, it's the John something or another.
I think on A.
I hear one in B hallway. Here they come, Nelly. 2.
I'll rotate. I'll rotate.
Oh, he headshots me. One shot with a deagle.
On site.
Yeah, there's 3 in B site right now.
Oh, I stopped shooting because I hit my keyboard. One mid.
Beautiful. There was one at car and B.
Them are in there.
He saw me.
Can you shoot through that door right there?
Yeah. One's definitely behind cinder block.
Fuck.
Good stuff.
That deagle's no joke, dude.
Yeah, if you have like all you really need is a deagle and a dream, because it is a one-tap kill and only a couple to the body.
Yeah, I have a gun this round. Let's go.
Come on, jump.
Flashed out, eh?
Throwing smoke.
A.
Coming. Sounds like that.
Fuck. Nice. Bomb down.
Bomb down.
Last guy's mid. No, one site, one mid.
Pick a pick.
He's up top. Good try. This will probably be a map where the shotgun kind of struggles because it's not uncommon to have like a decent range between you and them.
Heard. That was passive aggressive way of saying defense.
Mid.
They spent all their money.
Smoke.
How do I get one shot? Are all guns one shot headshot?
No, but most are. Like pretty much any rifle
Go,
is.
there's more.
2B. This John dude was confused. Oh. This is also probably the sweatiest map.
Yeah.
Finally, an actual gun. Got an M4 now.
Move it.
Cat.
Laying down smoke.
How am I?
Throwing smoke.
I killed this guy. One cat.
Bomb has been planted. Throwing a grenade.
Fuck.
Terrorists win.
Oh, I can see why the in-game text chat is filtered sometimes.
Is what?
It's filtered.
Move it, son.
One going cat.
Throwing smoke. Laying down smoke.
Hey.
I don't know, man. I'm doing damage. I'm hitting him with. Okay.
There's one on site.
Was that cat that killed me? Probably.
He went on site and rotated to cat. Wonder if this guy knows you don't move faster while shift walking with your knife out, so you might as well have your gun out.
Play so much Valorant, dude.
So I did hit that guy.
Terrorists win.
Losing to an 8-year-old. Like, I don't.
No, he's on our team.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's beating me. Like,
Oh, gotcha.
is this how the universe tells you you're not good at video games anymore? Or?
Let's go.
One looking down mid.
Smoke. Incendiary out.
Three coming A. It's gonna be an A. It's gonna be an A. Three coming A road. What is that little guy?
Jesus.
Gosh, dude.
Nice.
We took the piss out of them.
The
Damn, I was
8-year-old
gonna.
sounds like he's done.
Almost got an
fine.
ace.
You did?
You
Yeah.
what? Did I-
Hell
got
yeah.
four.
What's the best mid-tier gun? MP5 or P90?
Cost for cost, I'd probably say maybe MP5. P90 is pretty good, but if you want to spend like just enough to get a rifle, if you get the like the FAMAS
Throwing fire.
or the FAMAS or the Galil, they're not terrible.
No,
Throwing smoke.
fucking beat me. Fucking Viagra.
B.
Oh my god. Nice. Diffuser down on me.
you holding in that little beehole?
Incendiary.
Go to the right side.
Grenade out.
Bombs out here, so all we have to do is hold sight. I hear one next to me. Last one's on me. Oh, neither of you are.
Right.
On me, on me, on me. I think he's going towards mid.
I think he has an op. Yeah, Viagra, he has an op.
He might be saving.
You think that Viagra guy plays hard?
I think I'm all his kills.
We're in the clear, lads.
Sorry, I was AFK last 5 rounds. I'm back. That's believable.
Incendiary out.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this gun is not good.
Laying down smoke. Grenade out. Decoy. Throwing flashbang.
One's on sight. One's on sight! Who's this guy? Mar?
You on 3.
Mar was just hiding in the smoke, dude. This dude plays so much Valorant.
There's one hiding at car. Oh, that shot's impossible.
Fuck. Just a touch off. I damn near had his head.
Alright, I'm just gonna hold cat.
Don't let me buy that SSG ever. This game definitely rewards headshots. I gotta
Move it, son.
do better with that. Call of Duty's where I gotta just spray their body pretty much good.
Throwing fire. Grenade. Grenade. Throwing smoke.
On side already?
Come on, I heard him, it hit his head. Wow.
Yes.
You hit his head though.
I mean, right? I thought I was.
Yeah, you did. You could hear like that sound it made.
Is that just a range problem, or?
It just more. Just takes a little more since he had a helmet and stuff. With SMGs, they don't hit quite as hard.
These boys have got a bit of an arsenal and they don't mind using it. Throwing fire. Incendiary. Throwing a grenade.
One down cat.
Smoke.
2 down cat. Two down mid.
Yeah, right, dude. That guy's sus as fuck. You're just gonna wait basically in your spawn.
Down smoke.
Teammates are kind of goofy, dude.
Is there a way to tell which plants I got planted on the minimap or something?
Deploying flashbang.
One more car. B.
Defusing the bomb.
What?
Bro,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Terrorists win.
did he just give up?
I don't know if he didn't have a kit, so he decided he didn't have time or what.
What?
Right, lads. We're on.
Down mid.
Throwing fire.
Remind me to never be by anyone else.
Bombs in the A corridor. Doing our
Good try.
I'm just bad, dude. I'm not good with the
You gotta slow down a little, you know?
Is it because I like try to strafe and move? while I
Yeah,
do
yeah,
this?
it makes your aim like 1,000% worse if you're
It's
moving.
like muscle memory that I like strafe shoot.
I think we just rush B.
Yeah, I'm down.
Hopefully John knows how to plant.
And he bought a
Okay.
Deeg, which is terrible on round 1. Because
He just
no one
gotta-
really has helmets.
He's doing his own thing.
Oh, let's play something.
Let's play stuff. Left side. Up top here. How did I not kill this dude? Plant, John, plant.
Holy moly.
I'm so confused. I hit him in the head and everything. Left side. Oh, smart. Nice.
You will cry like babies before you
Do all the
die.
damage. This guy just slowly walked up, took all the kills.
That's what's happening to me, if I'm being honest.
Hey, you know, it happens.
Oops, I just misclicked. You look-
Rush A. Steve, you have bomb. You know plant?
Okay, yeah.
Come on, let's go. Throw to the decoy.
Swing! AK on my body.
Flashbang.
A road's clear. I'm holding the left side as I'm direction to your left.
Oh, left.
Like crazy.
This was a little heady. Side's clear. One's underneath.
Spawn.
Planted. Bomb has been planted.
He's just sitting there. See your left, Steve. Down those doors. He ran away.
He's coming A long doors, maybe cat. He's that cat right now?
Yeah, he's just run away. Steve, go to B site. Run.
Terrorists win. I was like, why would I go to B? And then it dawned on
Yeah.
me.
They're gonna opt down mid. Be careful.
I'm gonna go B. One there at B.
It's in spawn, buddy.
Fucking mid, dude, behind me.
Yeah. Wow, how does he beat me with a pistol, dude? John, one in there to your right. I think there's gonna be two in there, John, now.
One's mid double.
Ooh, that was so good. Team bait right there.
30 seconds. What was that guy doing?
I'll take it.
Behind me.
I'm not sure what he was doing, but I'll take it. I'll throw this AK down.
Yeah. Shot, see? There's another one there, by the way.
One's CT spawn.
I think, or you go B. Both down that way.
He's on site, Steve. Nice.
I just realized I'm hearing Justin's stream in the background. That's why I was like hearing things.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that sounds like there's a guy right next to me. Like,
Where are we going, Nolly?
Let's get this pick down mid and we can figure it out.
Yeah, I kind of like to go cat, and I'll smoke off doors, and then just kind of see if I can hear them.
One cross CT spawn. Going towards A.
Bomb down on cat. I swear this guy's just sniping me from everywhere.
One's a connector.
One's coming behind us. One's coming through T spawn through A doors.
Thought it was a different spot. Damn. There's a guy in our spawn. Making my way downtown. See a chopper. I'm gonna sing with John.
I'm gonna run B. I got a P90. I'm just gonna go out guns blazing.
Let's do it.
Fuck. Who has the bomb?
Connector, I think.
Oh, Nolly has it. I was gonna say, why do... No, I didn't... It was like a genuine question. I cycled through all you guys, like your view, and I was like, where's the bomb?
Look in the mirror.
The mirror.
Oh, stupid bomb.
I'm gonna go out A doors hard this time. I'm bricked up.
Bomb, guys, I'm nervous. John, I'm nervous. I'm following the J-man. Feel safe. Feel safe behind the J-man.
Oh, fuck.
Scratch that. No one feels safe.
Throw it in the car.
One's mid.
I'm on you, Justin.
Last one was mid.
Nice.
MVP, let's go, baby.
We're epic gamers.
Did you see that, John?
Steve!
Making my way downtown.
We will make them regret
I
this day.
got that earworm stuck in my head now.
Throw in the flashbang.
Left side.
I'm throwing a grenade.
Two on B.
Nice, Justin.
Fuck.
Clutter cake.
Right.
I was AFK, sorry.
Alright. Guns blazing B.
way we can lose.
The guy's out.
Go! Nobody pushed behind me.
He had
That's-
bomb.
No, we did not. Apparently, we did not. Oh no, he's cleaning it up.
Yeah, I weakened one really good. I killed one, weakened one, and then there was another one like wide open.
I just kind of like the refreshing of
Wait, where was he?
I can't do anything.
Mr. Travis, how was the lunch extravaganza?
yeah, bombs on your side. It's just gonna be
You got this, man. You got this.
I believe in
It's
you.
the last
I
round,
don't
just
think he knows
save. Good call on the save, last round.
Save me, don't fight.
Good call on the save. And then. Hey, the triple. That was my nickname in high school.
The triple.
Oh shit, there's a quad. You got a quad, bro.
Yeah, Mark got an ace.
Was that halftime or did we win?
We lose.
Oh, we lost.
Yeah.
Shit. Oh, it defaults to the rank up tab mode. Okay, that's why. It still says I need to win one match, but I thought we did.
All right, let's do one more quick office, and then that'll be the last one for me.
All right.
LG. We always win LG. Dun, 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 dun.
What we have to do is find 2 more people, man. We can actually play the
Yeah.
game for real.
Communicate and play, yeah.
Alright, when is daylight savings and all that jazz? Is that later today or did it already happen?
Area happened.
It already happened?
Happened this
Yeah,
morning.
I rarely eat, very rarely eat out. I basically just buy like large bags of chicken breast from Walmart and some groceries, and then I just eat that. I'll buy like a canned soup or a stir fry kind of thing, and then I'll make some extra chicken and like add it into that. Or I'll buy all the stuff to make like wraps, and I'll make like a turkey wrap or something. Cheese, turkey, some banana peppers, some delicious chipotle ranch sauce. Fire. Daylight savings happened today?
Yes, sir.
That's why it's later than it feels.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah. Because it went ahead an hour.
I mean this day's lighter longer, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's not bad. I wish we would just stay on this one.
Yeah.
Just wake up earlier, dude. What you talking about?
I went to bed at like 9 p.m. last night. I woke up at 5:57 a.m.
Hell yeah. You gotta run that 3K today?
And then I was like super confused by that, and so I went back to bed and I woke up at 1 p.m.
Sounds like a Sunday.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. We're now past the estimated wait time. Get the CEO of CS:GO on the phone.
Get him on here.
Yeah, you can't go wrong really with like a wrap. And that's another thing that really highlights how much more expensive it is to like go somewhere, go to a restaurant and eat, because if I buy everything to make a wrap and then you figure out like the unit price of it, I can make a wrap for like $3, and that's with a pretty generous amount of like turkey and cheese and whatever else. Whereas if you go to a restaurant and buy the same wrap, it's like $15, $16. You're spending 500% more going somewhere, which obviously, you're paying to have somebody make it for you and bring it to you and not worry about dishes and all that. But for me, it just ain't worth it. Too much percentage of a difference there. And that's even without figuring the tip and such.
You give good tip, Justin?
Oh, I give the best tip.
That's what I heard about you.
Little prom night surprise. Just the tip. Okay, what's the deal? Really? I need to Google.
Apparently, you're the only one that likes Office.
Phone number for CEO. Number.
Elon Musk.
For the CEO of CS2. Employee directory.
Is that John Bezos?
It's that Elon Musket feller.
Yeah.
See profile. I'm calling him. Oh, this is something completely different. It's called CS2 Consulting.
You won't call them and complain.
Sir, we're a consultant group. We have nothing to do with the video game. Google seems to think to the contrary, good sir.
I don't care what you call it. I just need to get into a game.
You're telling me the estimated wait time is 2 minutes and 57 seconds. I have now had to wait over 3 minutes 2 times. Once again.
Taxes.
All right, if this one goes over the estimated time on this requeue, I'll open up the other. I'll just search Office plus Mirage and Vertigo and Inferno, or not Vertigo, but Inferno and Dust 2. Inferno is actually a really fun one. I like it quite a bit.
I'd be down for Inferno. Dust 2 is just so sweaty.
Yeah. I'll put Inferno and Mirage on also. Mirage is pretty darn good.
what's your favorite website on the internet right now?
YouTube.
YouTube?
Yeah, I spend like of any site, I spend by far the most time on YouTube. Ooh, Mirage.
I haven't actually been on YouTube in a long time. I only use it for like car repair stuff.
That's where I watch all my macro nerd podcasts. No, we almost had it. Steve failed to accept. Come on, Steve. What's your deal?
Oh, sorry, I alt tab. I'm on a
No, you're good. It'll probably requeue us pretty quick.
I think I'm gonna rank up this next map.
Only if we win, though, right?
I think you just get XP even if you lose, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I always only think of like the skill group thing.
I don't know what that's about. Win one match to display it again for my CS rating, and the wingman thing is still says I have to win 9 of those. But I thought we won a round today, no?
Yeah, we've won. We won a couple. We won like at least one, or if not two, of the office games. Remember that first office match we played where we just absolutely shit on them because a couple guys left or whatever?
So I wonder what it is. It win one match? Is that like a competitive match or something that we're not playing?
I'm not sure. I mean, we are playing competitive. Yeah. There's Premier, Competitive, and Wingman, and then Casual, Deathmatch, Arm Race. We're playing competitive.
Yeah, I can't get a rank unless I buy the Prime.
I should have you sign in. I actually have another account that has Prime, like this one and one other one, because I think it's only like $15. And then that, like, the major plus is if you're queuing solo, if you try to play this game solo and you don't have Prime, the probability you're up against like hackers that are walling or aim hacking or both is like 1,000% higher.
Yeah, it's me.
What is... It shows I have a Prime enabled account. Is that Amazon Prime or is that stupid?
No, it's like basically you paid for the game instead of having, because you can play this game for free, but if you don't have Prime and you're just playing and you just have the free variant, then some of the stuff is different, and one of those major things is you're more likely to get other free accounts, and then people don't care about the account getting banned if they get caught cheating. And
For a game. I thought it was only me.
you did. Could have been a decade ago because of how old this game is. All right, here we go. Office game.
Don't forget to accept.
Let's roll.
The goal during the warm-up is to get to the other spawn and get a molly kill. That's always my goal, for whatever reason. Ah, my molly was burning somebody, but I didn't have enough time.
Got little JP and little Churbs.
What up, little Churbs, little JP, and crew?
Yo, Steve.
Yo, what's up, Steve? What's up, fellas? I'm pretty terrible at this game, so...
No more talking. Now we fight.
I had to turn those guys' mics down.
I don't even enable mics in this shit. Oh.
Oh. 3 headshots.
I was just running.
Yep, that guy right there. See how he's walking facing down backwards and still headshot me?
Yep.
He's cheating.
This is gonna be fun.
So make sure to report him because it takes like 100 people to report before they ever actually do anything about it.
Now is the time.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, yeah. The wall. Is the Jap guy cheating?
Yeah. No, they're all cheating.
All right. I'm going to call it. It's not worth staying in.
All of them are multiples are hacking, yeah.
Gentlemen, it was good. I'm going to pop
Yeah, I
off.
just left Steve.
If
Yeah.
we back out, do we lose like a penalty or it doesn't matter?
You can like your first penalty if you do get one is going to be like a 30-minute, like for the next 30 minutes from the time you left, you won't be able to queue again. And that's like all you'll get. And then if you leave another one shortly thereafter, it'll go up to like 2 hours and then a whole day and then a week or whatever. But you got to like continuously leave back to back for a while to get it to actually do anything.
Which is kind of dumb because if you're getting hacked on, then there's just no reason to play.
That's actually why I have 2 Prime accounts, because
Yeah.
there would be games like that where people were hacking or I'd just rage quit. And then it was like, you have to wait 7 days before you can queue again. So I was like, fuck it, I'll make a second account.
Do that. Yeah, that's kind of a bummer, but
But anyways, gentlemen, I will talk to you later.
cool.
All right, GG's, boys.
Mr. Travis and the lurkers, who's ever around, later. I probably won't be on tomorrow. If I am, it'll be like super early AM, like after my shift on tonight, aka Monday morning. But yeah, I'll be back around. I'll probably try to get at least 3 streams in throughout the week this coming week.